And the reason why I asked you this is because we see some of the incidents in the past, like Manny Pacquiao, left his coach Freddie Roach, and now another example is Triple G and Abel Sanchez. What's your thought on that?
I feel like Triple G is so deep into his career and so deep into his own fighting style. I don't think there's many things that a coach can tell him that he hasn't heard before. And I don't think there's many changes that he'll be able to quickly make because his foundation is so strong at this point. I mean, as I said before, I feel like if he wanted to make a change like that, it probably would have been best to bring in a guy as an assistant. But you never know what their issues really were. You never know how deep, their situation was. So you don't know if he just had to completely get away from Abel or not. You know what I mean? And I think for a fighter, if they're not comfortable, or if they feel like they aren't learning, or this guy's not contributing to them, then it is a frustrating situation because you're putting your life on the line. Triple G's putting his life on the line. He's not fighting green guys. He's fighting other champions, and I feel like if he feels like he's not being prepared correctly, then he has every right to do that. Just me as a person, myself, I feel like I know. I know the importance of loyalty. But also, too, Triple G came from an entire different country, and Abel was not his first coach either. So it probably wasn't as deep as it seemed. Abel kind of was on the scene with him when he was at the pinnacle of his career. But as far as like down to the roots, the actual roots, Abel wasn't there. You know what I mean? So that's also a difference in my situation. And people who was with me have known me literally since I started boxing.
Since you started boxing, literally?
Yeah, everybody around. My coach Dwight, my coach Brandon, the coach that I brought in now, Bobby, and the other coach that I had, Joel Whittle. Each one of those guys knew me from the very start. Bobby wasn't in my corner, but he was around. I'll go to his gym, so he knows me. He's been knowing me from the beginning. Coach Too Tough was actually in my corner, taking me to fights and tournaments and things. Brandon Saunders been with me, building my body, actually before I even had my first fight. So, the loyalty for me, I feel like also too, I have a great sense of communication. So if I really feel like there's not, it's something that is not being understood, I will sit down with my coaches and let them know, I'm not feeling good here, I'm not feeling good there. Abel and Triple G probably don't have that, Triple G probably can't sit down and really break the things down. They have language barriers.
Yeah, it's something that I feel, I don't know if it is me or maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they should have taken more time in order to discuss, whatever matter happened, behind the scenes.
Yeah.
We don't really know exactly, what was it going on and caused, the split, but I just wish that
it didn't happen,
And exactly, and I wish, in the future that probably they reunited or something happened, because that would be sad if they see as enemies or against each other, or you don't know. I mean,
because fighting relationships are very deep. Your coach, your people, your sparring partners, the people you share the gym with, pretty much are gonna know you probably more than your family knows you, because it's so personal. If you're a consistent fighter, you're around these people every day, you know what I mean? So Triple G, that's also something that he has to watch out for, because that might have an emotional effect on him. The fact that he's not having the same guy that was with him, you know what I mean? That might have an emotional, mental effect on him for the fight coming up. The guy might not wrap his hands the same as Abel did, or whatever.
Yeah.
There can be a lot of things that can kind of throw him off just a little bit, and as we know in this sport, all it takes is a little bit, to throw you off a lot. You're not 100% focused in there, you're not focused. And little things like that play a big part. And and I really hope the best for them. But I also, Triple G was one of my favorite fighters. Triple G was actually one of the first people I was watching coming into the sport, and I liked him because, like I said, it's very easy to understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to walk the guy down, use his head movement, and take the guy out. Sit on his punches, take the guy out. Everybody can understand that. You know what I mean? Everybody can understand that. So I want to see Triple G continue his success. And I hope that's not something that bothers them too much, but I also hope they get it together.
Let's see, what it takes. I mean, next week is his fight against Steve Rose, and we will see, what each other bring at the table. Because a lot of people, tells, and probably sometimes they say that Triple G is getting older. I mean, that's not a lie, right? But we don't know if he really is gonna bring the same, level that eventually they put it in Canelo, and we still gotta just stay tuned and I think keep an eye on and what he's gonna bring on his fights against Steve Rose.
And I also think age is not that big of a factor with Triple G because he doesn't fight a style of a young man. And what I mean by that is he's not really herky-jerky or fast or throws in big combinations or anything like that. He moves his head, he walks people down, he picks his shots. That's not a high-paced fight. It's an effective fight. But I don't think you have to be a spring chicken to be able to do that. I think you just have to be pretty tough, you know what I mean, and fundamentally sound. And the fundamentals will take you very far. So I really don't think age is too much of a factor with Triple G. As we've seen in his fights with Canelo, he did an amazing job with Canelo both times. Both times. So, and that's a young man who does use his youth to his advantage. His range of motion and things he can do that will probably break down over time. Like I said, Triple G is just a fundamental guy. I think he might even get a little bit stronger with age, you know what I'm saying? He might slow down, calm down a bit more, find shots a bit better. And so I'm not worried about Triple G with age at all. And I think he's going to stop Steve Rose. I honestly believe he's going to stop Steve Rose.
That's so interesting because after this fight, everything will be defined in order to see if Oscar and Tom Loeffler and all these promoters that will make the third fight against Canelo. Are you interested to watch if it happens this fight, the third fight?
I'm definitely interested in this fight. I think it's a great opportunity for Canelo to show how smart he is once again. Because Canelo has shown how smart he was in this little duo that they had, these two fights that they had. He showed that he's very smart and adaptable. Now I'm excited for this fight to see how adaptable Triple G is. And the other thing too is Canelo's seasoned and he's used to Triple G's power. His body knows what it is. It probably won't be any flash knockouts or anything because they both know the power of one another. They're going to be prepared for it. So this is going to be a clash of the mind. Who's the smarter fighter? How will Triple G's experience play out? But also Canelo, he is experienced and he's still learning. So that's amazing. But you know what? I think that's one of the best fights to make.
Eventually, hopefully, and it won't take that long time in order to make this third fight because a lot of fans they would like to see. I mean, they gave us 24 rounds, excellent.
Yeah.
The only thing over here, I guess, the judges, but I mean,
and you know what else too? They're gonna be pushing for knockouts from one another because nobody wants controversial wins, especially when you're somebody gunning for legacy. You don't want controversial wins at all. So I know they're both gonna try to show like I am the dominant guy, especially Triple G because he knows he's probably gonna get, if it goes to the judges, he knows he's probably gonna get it stopped. I mean, he's probably gonna lose. So I know that he's gonna go even harder. And that would probably, I think this will be his peak performance before he does go down.
Exactly, that's a fight that a lot of fight fans that will stay tuned. You are ready to go and do what you do the best, which is boxing. I wish you nothing but the best, but you know, the main thing in my behalf come out safety for that. Any message that you would like to send the fight fans and remind them, you know, your account and all these, you know, social media accounts that you have, so they can follow you?
The last thing that I want to remind you guys is really follow your dreams, man. That's my biggest thing that I'm an advocate for right now is follow your dreams. Don't let anybody deter you from your dreams. You know what I mean? Anything is possible. I'm seeing it. I'm living it. Use me as an example. Just believe in yourself. And where you can find me is Ammo Williams Instagram, Ammo Williams Twitter, AmmoWilliams.com is my website, YouTube.com/Ammo Williams. That's me. Subscribe. And Facebook, Ammo Williams. So you'll find me there.
There you go, fight fans. Ammo Williams with us, and like I said, we're gonna stay tuned, you know, in all the aspects in your life and checking, you know, what you bring next in every fight that eventually we're gonna see in the future. Thank you, Ammo Williams. Wishing you nothing but the best.
Thank you,
brother.